give like a not a public service announcement, but I know we have to leave. But I want to say something about McAfee virus software.
Sure.
Okay, so well, my son was in school, right? Got him a little Chromebook, cheap thing. So I got a subscription of McAfee virus, whatever, so he doesn't end up with a virus on that cheap whatever, because I have a Mac, so I'm not worried about the viruses too much. So whatever the case is, so I saw that the subscription was going to renew, and I'm like, first I thought it was like spam because you get spam and those McAfee people, whatever. So
Yeah.
I ignored it. And then I got another one and it said it was going to come out and it said like the card number. And I'm like, oh, I don't care because my bank changed from Visa to debit. So totally different card number, totally different card. But they had the old one. So I'm like, it's not going to come out anyway.
Yep.
So that's end of story. So today I go into my bank account and it's mine is 159.36. I'm like, what the hell? And it said McAfee virus. And I'm like, how did that happen? So I call McAfee virus, which is really hard to find a phone number for them. So I call them
real quick. It's hard to find a phone number for any customer service anymore. And if you get through to them, it's a fucking nightmare. But go ahead.
You can't find a number on the internet. Like it's hidden. Even when you put contact, all this other stuff came up, chats and all. So I called them. I was already on 20. So when I call them, the last thing I want is someone that can barely speak English.
That's all you're going to get.
No shade, but when you're mad, that's not a good thing.
No question.
And he picked up and he got all of the wrath because I'm like, what the hell? And how did you get my bank card? Because when I logged in, I saw the last 4 digits when I went into my account of my new card. I never put it in. So now I'm thinking like, what kind of fucking shit are you doing? Because I put the McAfee virus on everything because you can put it on all your devices since I bought it for one. So I'm like, what the fuck is this? Whatever. I said, I don't want the subscription anymore. So he starts to tell me about, well, you know, it's a good thing for you. I'm like, I don't want it. I have a Mac. Well, and then he starts telling me about Macs. I'm like, you need to know that you need to take the subscription off right now and give me my money back, or I need the manager. So, and then I said, and how did you get my card number? Because I said, right now, I'm about to go into our managing partner to file a suit against McAfee because I never gave you permission to debit my card. He goes, something about the bank has a deal with their company. I didn't quite understand because I didn't understand him, but he did put in for a refund, whatever, and I got an email that said it was going to refund. But I wanted to make sure because I saw the money pending to be debited. So I called my bank, Citizens Bank, and I told them the story. And they're like, and I said, he said that, you know, that you guys have a deal with him. Did you give him my bank card number? Because I'm trying to figure this out.
That's got to be impossible.
So what they tell me is that certain companies are verified with banks. So McAfee, since it's such a huge company known everywhere, it has a verification with the bank. It's not like it's a freaking T-Mobile or something like that, right? It's not. McAfee is humongous. So when you have a subscription to a verified company like that, the bank is, when you change your card or something like that, the bank is going to pay for your subscription because they don't want your subscription to lapse if it's a verified account. So like I understand it. It's good and bad, right? Because they don't want to not pay it, and then people call up like, I had a subscription, now I couldn't get X, Y, and Z, and I'm paying, right? So they let it go through. So I guess the information migrates to the verified company so that they can take care of your subscription, because ultimately I needed to cancel the subscription.
Well, you know, you bringing that up, I mean, first of all, you're exactly right. There's nothing more frustrating than calling any, especially major corporate companies, And
Right.
this is just another way of them cutting back money because they
Yes.
don't. I've had this
Yep.
conversation a fucking million times. They don't care about customer service. They say they do. They don't give a
They're
shit
reading
about
the
it because they
script.
put the least amount of money in their customer service.
Yeah.
And you're right, they outsource it to a bunch of people, and
Yeah.
then you say something, and then you hear them typing for a half an hour, and they're just looking for the answer based on what
Yeah.
you're saying. It's the
So
same thing like if you do a
words.
chat with any of them anymore, you put it in and it's all just AI. It's not a
Yeah.
real person you're
Yeah.
chatting with. And it's just
Right.
like so fucking frustrating
Right.
that sometimes you're like, keep the fucking $150. I
No, I
can't.
wasn't gonna say that. Give me my
No,
goddamn money.
no,
And
I know, but I think, sometimes I'm not kidding. I think they count on that a little bit sometimes.
right.
And speaking of this, I want
Yeah.
to point out one other thing that's kind of on the same level. Did you see that Joe Biden has reduced now all late fees for, I can't remember what it was for, but down to $8. It just came out today. Let me see if I can find it. I know we're going a little
Yeah.
past. And by the way, if I somehow break off here, it's only because it is thundering out really loud and lightning could strike and knock something down or knock something out. So if it does and I disappear, that's what happened.
Okay.
But anyway, we'll get more detail on it, but it was for $8, for some late fees. I can't remember what it is.
Like the bank or
It might be bank late fees. I'll have to go back and look, but whatever it is,
they charge
again,
you
it's
for
these
bouncing
fees that he's battling against that,
overdraft
again,
fees. Maybe
yeah,
it's overdraft because
it
those
might
are
be
it may be because I know
late
they're
payments on
talking.
credit cards or something. I think that's what it
Okay.
might be.
Okay.
Yeah. So
They
either
need
way,
to,
just taking care of people because a lot of people
right.
are late on these things, and those little things they pile up, and it's almost like the interest on these cards are so high already that you make it the minimum payment. Now all you're doing is you're making payments towards the late fees. You're not even making payments towards the fucking card. So
Right.
it's just it's insane. And again, these are just little things that happen
Right.
under the Biden administration.
Right.
They'll talk about his fucking age instead.
Right. Exactly. Not the junk fees that he's trying to get rid of. Like
Not trying, that he did.
Oh, he did get rid of that for the airlines, right? Yeah. But they're not talking about it. People just enjoy it, right? They just enjoy the lower cost of their insulin. But
Right.
who did that? I don't know. Trump. Did Trump do it? Like,
Yeah. You know what? It's very irritating.